Hey, welcome. We're jumping right in today with a quick but crucial briefing on the state of artificial intelligence. And let me tell you, things are absolutely exploding. The landscape is changing so fast, it's not even year by year anymore. It feels more like month by month. So let's get into it. I want to start with just one number, 30. So what on earth is that? Well, that's the jump, the staggering leap in AI inference speed. That's basically how fast an AI can come up with an answer. We're seeing new hardware that is 30 times faster than the top-of-the-line models from just last year. 30 times. That's not just a small step up. That's a whole new ballgame. And that leap is pushing us into a brand new frontier. What's happening right now in 2026 isn't just AI getting a little bit smarter. No, it's a fundamental shift in what it can do and who can use it. So today, we're going to unpack exactly what's fueling this incredible acceleration. Okay, so at the heart of this whole revolution, you've really got two engines working together. First, there's the software, the brilliant, super complex models themselves. And then there's the hardware, the raw physical power that actually makes those models think. You really can't have one without the other, and right now, both of them are moving forward at a pace that is just, well, it's breathtaking. Let's kick things off with the software side. A perfect example of this new wave is Google's Gemini 3 Flash. And we're not just talking about another chatbot here. This is what's called a frontier model, and it's really pushing the absolute limits of what AI can understand and create. Now, these numbers on the screen, what do they actually mean? Let's look at that first one, GPQA Diamond, 90.4%. To give you an idea of what that is, imagine a test that's so ridiculously hard it's designed to stump someone who spent 10 years earning a PhD in one very specific, very complex field. This model is acing it. So the key takeaway here isn't just that it's faster, it's that it's showing a level of reasoning that until very, very recently was something only human experts could do. But a brilliant model like Gemini 3 Flash is really only half the story. It needs a powerful enough engine to actually run it, and that engine is the hardware. Right now, the undisputed leader in the space is NVIDIA. And their next-gen chips, like the B200, are literally the iron foundation that this entire AI frontier is being built on. And this table really shows you the sheer scale of the power we're talking about. I mean, look at this. A single GB200 superchip, up to 30 times faster inference. A full rack can pull off 1.4 exaflops of AI performance. That is a billion times billion calculations every single second. But then you look at the price. A single module can cost you more than a new luxury car. A full system is over $500,000. And what this means is that this unbelievable power is, at least for now, concentrated in the hands of a pretty small number of huge corporations and governments. It's creating this new kind of digital divide, between those who can afford to build at the absolute frontier and pretty much everyone else. So, with all this new power, how is it actually being used? Where does the rubber meet the road? Let's pivot now from the tech itself to how it's being put to work in the real world of business, where this revolution is already happening. This quote right here, it perfectly captures how the smartest companies are thinking about this. The goal isn't to replace people. It's about augmenting them. It's about building a partnership between human know-how and machine intelligence to do something that neither could do alone. Let's look at a real-world case. The global retailer A.S. Watson is rolling out AI across their entire organization. But look at their strategy. See what they're focusing on? It's all about people. Consistent training for everyone, sharing what works, creating internal champions to lead the way, and celebrating the small everyday wins. They're fundamentally retraining their team to work with AI, not get replaced by it. And it goes way beyond just helping with workflows. Companies are now building what they call digital twins, which are basically perfect virtual copies of products. The AI can then run thousands of tests on this virtual model, different designs, different materials, all before a single physical thing is ever built. As you can imagine, this is just slashing development time and getting new products onto the shelves way faster than ever before. But, and this is a really big but, all of this unprecedented power comes with some pretty unprecedented challenges. With any powerful new tech, you have to ask, what are the rules of the road? So, naturally, the conversation is now shifting toward building guardrails and trying to navigate some of these very real risks. And this quote from Leonard Richter at KPMG gets right to the heart of one of the biggest problems. You see, an AI just learns from whatever data we give it. So, as he points out, if your company's old data shows you've always bought from the same 5 suppliers, The AI might learn to only recommend those 5. It's not trying to be malicious, it's just repeating what it learned from our own history. And in doing that, it can accidentally choke off innovation and lock you into old, inefficient habits. And that risk that AI can amplify our own flaws has kicked off this massive global push for regulation. Seriously, from Washington to Brussels to Tokyo, governments and organizations are scrambling to create legal and ethical frameworks to make sure AI is used responsibly. They're trying to define the rules of the road while the car is already speeding down the highway. And this isn't just talk. This right here is a real, concrete legal definition from the EU's Big AI Act. They're actually creating new legal categories of risk and defining in very specific terms what it means for an AI product to be considered dangerous. This is the unglamorous but totally essential work of governing in the age of AI. So, as we wrap up this briefing, this is really the core tension of where we are right now. We've created a technology with truly unprecedented power, something that can solve PhD-level problems and totally redesign our world. But at the exact same time, we're facing all these unforeseen challenges in how to control it, how to make sure it's fair, and how to keep it safe. Which really brings us to the final and maybe most important question. The technology. It's going to keep getting faster, the models are going to get smarter, the chips are going to get more powerful, that's a given. The real question, the human question, is this. As AI's intelligence grows, how do we build the wisdom to make sure it works for everyone?